Welcome to Porch Play Chat, sponsored by the American Association for the Child's Right to Play, or our shorter title that you might actually remember, IPA USA. IPA USA is the USA affiliate of the International Play Association. And as part of our efforts to promote play, we've done these Porch Play Chats since 2020, and we have almost 300 of them. They're all free to you, and they're on our YouTube channel. So if you go to ipausa.org, up in that top right-hand corner is our Facebook and Instagram and web and YouTube channel. If you click on the YouTube channel and subscribe, and if you friend us on Facebook, magically, every Monday morning, a new Porch Play Chat will appear in your feed. I'm Deb Lawrence, and I'm co-president of IPA USA. Ellen Cogan, who is joining us, is secretary of IPA USA. And Ellen has been involved in early childhood from her undergraduate days. She does presentations at conferences, and you may have seen her if you came to our Louisville, Kentucky conference. She has taught children. She consults with large and small programs and with individuals, and she is a strong advocate for young children and their families. And if you want to know more about Ellen and her work, you can get her at earlychildinfo.com. Ellen is going to talk to us today about the importance of adult play, because sometimes I think adults don't play enough,
Right.
or they're playing and they don't recognize the benefits that their adult play has how that's impacted their lives. So I think this is a great topic.
Thank you. Okay, so when I was teaching on the college level, I always taught my students that a teacher is a learner.
Mm-hmm.
And the day you're not happy learning, quit teaching.
Mm-hmm. Please.
So I have to follow my own directives. I just read a super book called In Defense of Dabbling by Karen Walrond. And in that book, she talks of the other part of the title is the brilliance of being a total amateur. Because she spent a lot of her life trying to be a perfectionist, and we all know that that doesn't work very well. And it doesn't help our children either. So she has seven attributes of what's good about being an amateur. And the first is curiosity, and then mindfulness, and she has a whole chapter on each one of these. Self-compassion, but there's a whole chapter on play, and stretch zone connection, and wonder and awe. So I thought about this, and I've always included a part about individual differences in my staff development trainings. And I had a game I played where I had ordinary things that people do. And as a group, if they really liked it, they had to put both hands up. And if they were so-so about it, they could put one hand up. If they didn't like it at all, they just did this. And they were very ordinary things, like reading, sports. And I said it didn't matter whether you like to watch it or do it. Sports, dancing, art, religion, all kinds of things, cooking, shopping. Shopping was the one that got the most differences.
I bet.
People love
some people
shopping.
Are like, please, I know, like this. Yeah.
But when I finished with that whole big list, and people looked around the room to see their friends, and they saw all the differences.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say, so why did I do that? Because if we're all different, we have to respect the fact that the children are all different. And that if we're excited about something, it doesn't mean the children are going to want to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in my undergraduate days that you spoke of a few minutes ago, they used to tell us that if we were interested in something, the kids would automatically be interested.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not true.
Mm-mm. No.
So when I thought about that and I read this book, and then I looked at the writings of Stuart Brown, who wrote a book called called Play, how it shapes the brain, opens the imagination, and invigorates the soul, which is a wonderful title.
Mm-hmm.
He's identified all different kinds of play. And he says that if you're putting together a puzzle or kicking a ball or tossing a paper wad into a wastebasket, it could feel playful or not, depending on your own self. So I thought about this, and I thought about vacations, because we're planning a vacation. And what do we want to do in the various things and places? So a while back, a couple we know went to London about a month after we did. And we had a wonderful time in London.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we loved was having fish and chips.
Mm-hmm. In the newspaper, on the street.
Well, they
at a
don't do it
vendor.
in the newspaper anymore because it's not healthy, but they use some other kind of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So when my friend came back, I said, so did you have fish and chips? Oh, yes, she said. And we had it twice. I said, so did we. And she said, the difference in the restaurants was what they served before and after and with it. And I said,
Restaurant? That's where you get fish and chips.
We had it on the street. There's this wonderful vendor,
Mm-hmm.
and it was right near benches, and we got to sit on the benches and watch all the people go by and different people eating different things. And we had such a good time. We went back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when I was there and did that, they served it in newspaper.
Yeah, I know they used to do newspaper.
Yep. Yep. That's how long ago it was.
But it's still wonderful.
Oh, yes.
But when I thought about it, I thought about the differences. Because this friend goes on vacation and she wants to go to high-end restaurants and have all the elegance that she possibly can have. Mm-hmm. And next week they're going to some kind of a wine tasting seminar where they all get together. And well, I don't drink wine. Mm-hmm. It's not to say that it's not good, but
you know, right. I don't drink wine either.
But different people enjoy different things. And the part of the teaching and learning and growing that I want to share with you is that I always knew that children enjoy different things, that adults enjoy different things, but I didn't put the two of them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because
children's personality is shaped from birth. We know this from our early childhood days. We know all of the research that shows that newborn babies have characteristic temperament ways of behaving to different stimuli. It's all stuff we knew. But where does the adult part come in? The adult part comes in because if we're not attuned to our own playfulness, we cannot really appreciate the children's need for play. And it's also harder for us to encourage the children, to give them time to play without rules. The problem of our helicopter parents and stuff like that is that little ones have lessons of all kinds, skating lessons,
dance
lessons,
softball,
you name it. There are lessons.
Gymnastics. Everything is adult driven.
Right. And it all has a goal. But real, true play for play's sake, the goal is enjoyment.
Curiosity
is not, yes, when you play, you can want to master something, but it should come from you. And what does that mastery look like? In one of the chapters in Karen Walrond's book, she went back to something she did as a child. She used to play piano, and her husband had a keyboard, and she sat down with it. And she found that she enjoyed doing some of the scales. Now, when I was a kid, I played the piano. I loved the piano. But don't tell me I ever would love a scale.
Yeah.
So different people like different parts of it. And it's all okay. Because the idea of play is it should be spontaneous. Sports have rules. But if you want to just throw a ball around, you can throw a ball around without having to have it go exactly on that line or be hit that fast or prevent somebody from reaching a base.
It's totally different.
Just enjoying it is something that we don't give ourselves enough opportunities to do.
And so when I think of, I love to see nature. I want to see the birds. I want to hear the birds. I want to see the beautiful trees. I love flowers. Do I necessarily want to go outside when it's really hot or when it's really cold and take a walk? No. You don't. I love nature, but I love nature differently than the people who hike all the time, or the people, even the people who bird watch, who have a similar interest that I do. But we do it, to me, that is enjoyment and play. It's spontaneous and it's something that makes me happy, right? So that I can watch the birds and listen to the birds and I can see the beautiful trees and flowers, but I don't necessarily have to be out with them all the time. And so my experience of enjoyment with those things is different than other people's. And I agree with you. We seem to think, it was so funny when in the curriculum and assessment course that I teach, I always, they're supposed to be listening to children, listening for what children are interested in, and then they're doing an inquiry-based or emergent curriculum that is based on what children are interested in. And so what is so hysterical is and so they've had like 6 weeks of work on inquiry, emergent, and integrated, and how people learn. And then it's so interesting that when it comes to whatever their study is going to be, that would be a long-term project, right? it's something they're interested in. And I have to, I mean, truly, I have to stop them and say, no, what are children that you're listening to interested in? That's where you go. It has to be meaningful and relevant to the child's daily experience. It has to be something they're interested in. It's like it's so interesting because, and I think that's like, well, if I'm interested in it, the children should be interested in it. Remember what
That's exactly the way I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
That the your interest is going to govern what the children are interested in.
Because they love you,
and
right?
And they want to please you, and
they want to
be
please
interested
you.
in what you are interested in.
Not
But if you really want to go into the nitty-gritty of a child learning and get to the point where they're in flow, where they just don't want to stop because they're so engaged and absorbed, it's not going to be something coming down from you. It's going to be something bubbling up from the child.
Well, and that just goes back, Ellen, to, the annual themes, right? So in September, it's all
listen,
about
I can go on for 6 hours on this without a break.
Oh my goodness. And so again, that's top down, not bottom up. And aren't you bored? I mean, you've been doing them for years. So, and I think teachers have confidence. They feel like they know what they're doing with those. And so they're concerned to take a risk and to move away from those very structured. I have all the materials, I have all the books, I have all the dramatic play things that go in dramatic play when we do this, and be more spontaneous. I think we've become fearful of risk as young teachers because we were never able to take risks.
Absolutely.
As children.
Because as students, they have come up through an education system mm-hmm. that punishes them for taking a risk. Mm-hmm. I learned in graduate school that if you want to get a decent mark, you give the teacher what the teacher talks about. Mm-hmm. If the teacher is interested in X and gives you an assignment of Y, you fit the X into that assignment. Mm-hmm. So the teacher will be happy and you'll get a better mark. Mm-hmm.
Well, and if
game the system, and they've grown up this way, and here they are adults, and we're telling them, do it mm-hmm. differently. Mm-hmm. Look at who you are inside as a person. What? I don't know how to do that. I don't know who I am in there.
They don't.
Which is why I love this book. I'm going to go back to it, In Defense of Dabbling, because she tried all different kinds of things to do. And she says, if you try it and you don't like it, you don't have to stay with it. But if you think you like it, do it a few times to see. And then if you like it, you'll know. She was really pushed to her limits because her husband wanted a surfboard and she was deathly afraid of it. But they were on some kind of vacation and she actually got on the board. And she said she couldn't believe the excitement of feeling the wave push her. Mm-hmm. She said, that doesn't mean we're going to move somewhere and I'm going to do this all the time. Right. But at least I can understand the excitement of how it happens. And at least if I'm in a place that has this opportunity, I will do it again.
Yeah.
So you open your mind to new experiences. And if you like it, good. If you don't like it, there are so many other experiences out there. There are all kinds. Take music. there were all kinds of music. We did one of these porch play chats on music.
On music, yeah.
And anything from this to a 57-piece orchestra is still music.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's classical music or whether it's some kind of new age stuff that my ears can't listen to, but other people love,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Because if it interests you and you're into it, you will do it.
And you get joy from it.
Right? Definitely you get joy from it.
Yeah. And so I think sometimes we have to just say, try things that you think might be interesting to you. That doesn't mean you have to try things that you don't think you're interested in, but just take an opportunity and let yourself experience something new. And it might help you recognize that, oh, I didn't think I'd like that, but oh, I really do. It's kind of like food, right? I would never eat sushi. My God, why would I want to eat raw fish? Until I tried it. And now you can't get me to stop eating spicy tuna. Just love it. And I would have missed out on that unless I had tried it. Oh no, that's disgusting. I could never do that, was what my head said. And so, you have to look at life as if you're going to live your life and be happy, you have to look at things that and do things that make you happy. And you might want to branch out a little because you never know, right? You never know unless you try something. And so I think that's a great lesson for teachers that might feel like they have to be in control all day, because if not, it will be chaos. But if you try to let children direct their own learning and have choice, and you baby step your way into it, you might recognize that it's not chaos, and it is joyful, because now you get to experience what they're doing and observing them, which to me is the biggest joy of teaching. To watch a child who walked into your classroom who might not have had this particular skill, or maybe they were too scared to play, and to watch them blossom and bloom and grow, that to me is the joy of teaching. Is
the biggest thing is when a child is trying to do something and then they say, I got it, I
did it.
That's the pay. Because we all know that early childhood is, and I hope not always will be, the lowest paying field that requires education and training and knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And which is upside down and backwards, and we all know that part. But why are we still in it?
Mm-hmm.
Because of that magic.
Mm-hmm.
Because when a child gets it, when a teeny little one takes the first step, when somebody eats something, as you said, and do I have to try it? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All of these things make us keep at it. And this new dimension of making sure we think about the adult idea of play.
Mm-hmm.
What is play? How do we enjoy ourselves? How can we add more play to our lives? And can we do some of it with our children?
Yeah. And
Can
can we
we?
appreciate and can we see the joy on their little faces instead of, everybody's in a group and everybody's doing circle and the teacher is in control. I promise you, you will be so less anxious in the classroom if you stop trying to control everything. So I think it is such a struggle because they want, and I mean, I wanted to be viewed as a teacher, right? Until I recognized that I'm not a teacher. I'm a facilitator of children's learning, right? I'm allowing them the space. I'm I'm creating the environment that has interesting things that they might be interested in. I'm listening to them. And if I hear them start talking about something that they're interested in, I'll get some books on that from the library and ask them to see if this is a study that maybe we could do for longer than a week. And, I love Lillian Katz when she would say, you're not supposed to cover a topic. You're supposed to uncover the topic, right? Because
Absolutely.
you can't do those repetitive themes every year over and over and over again and deepen children's learning because you're reading the same books, doing the same art projects, and maybe the whole school's doing it. Oh, MG.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it around. Fall comes every year near the beginning of the school year.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a climate where the leaves change, they change every year.
Mm-hmm.
I know
times?
people who have all these units on fall.
I know. I know.
Yes, fall is going to come every year.
Year. How many times?
What do we see in the fall? If we take a walk with the children, we ask the question, I believe it was Sylvia Chard who worked with Lillian Katz, who said, don't ask what do you want to know, ask what do you wonder about. I love what do you wonder about? Because we all wonder. But as adults, we often lose the connection to the wonder, to the wonder and the awe. I hate when people say awesome for something like, here's your French fries, awesome. Get out of here. That's not awesome. You ever saw the Grand Canyon? Awesome.
Okay? Yeah, right. Yeah.
But if you take a walk with children in the fall, no two groups of children will ever be interested in the same things.
Right.
Yeah, they'll all pick up sticks and they'll all pick up leaves. But what do they wonder about it?
Mm-hmm. And that's how you deepen based on their prior knowledge, right? So they've experienced fall for 3 to 5 years. Let's just think about that in preschool, right? They've seen the leaves change. They've seen the leaves fall if you live in a climate where that happens. And so if they ask you a question, well, what happens to the squirrels in the fall? Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. What do you should we try to find a book about that? Is that something you'd be interested in? Don't just tell them what happens to the squirrels in the
And what colors do the leaves turn?
Yeah.
I had a kid who swore that they were going to turn blue because he liked blue.
And that was okay, like blue. But
there was no way I was going to tell him that most of the leaves do not turn blue.
Right.
I said, let's watch.
Let's watch. Let's see what happens.
Let's walk. Each week we can walk and see what colors they are.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's just like do you remember in art when, and this was in public school in the art class, that the grass had to be green, it couldn't be any other color, right?
Well,
So,
Harry Chapin made a wonderful song about that.
mm-hmm. Yes. And so, stop telling them that it's not possible. Let's start showing them how to investigate what they think might be out
When
there,
my
right?
daughter
So,
was in kindergarten, she was supposed to make a flower, and the nearest crayon to her on the table was black. So she made a black flower, and the teacher literally ripped up her paper
oh my
and
goodness.
told her to do it again.
Oh boy.
She
Yeah.
came home and said, I did a bad thing in school. I said, what? She said, I made a black flower, and the teacher tore it up and said, teachers, flowers don't come in black.
Wow. So again, what we say to children can be harmful.
So, of course, Mommy, the early childhood educator, went to the library and found pictures of black flowers.
And sent them to the teacher. Yeah. Oh, Ellen, this has been wonderful. I really think and I'll put those books in the YouTube description so that you guys have them who are listening if you want to go and get them. But of course, this has been it really, I think, is important for us to see that what we're interested in may not be what the children are interested in, and that we really have to understand that one child's interest in whatever it is that other children are interested in is going to be different too. They may
And
be
what I like about studies and projects are that even if almost all the kids are doing work on something, the children are doing work on different aspects that they think are important.
And again, think about
if one is doing pets, one who could be afraid of being near an animal can do about what do they eat. It's still related, it's still learning, it's still okay. And it this is what teachers need and parents need. They need the permission to understand that children's unstructured, free choice play is something that they need in order to grow.
It's a biological necessity. It is not.
And we need as adults.
Yes.
We need, when you say to somebody, I have vacation next week, they say, where are you going? What are you going to do? And if they say, I'm going to stay home, how will you enjoy it? Because the idea is it should be enjoyable.
Should be something that you're excited about, something that
Last week, my friend had a wonderful time cleaning out a closet.
Oh, well, there you go.
I would think, do I really know you? How many years do I know you that you think that cleaning out a closet is a fun thing to do? But she had such a good time. She found things she didn't know she had. She made a big pile of things to donate. She had a wonderful day.
It was enjoyable for her.
I could do it for 20 minutes at a time before I go bonkers. But we need to connect as adults to what we feel are the joys in our life and be attuned to the joys in children's lives, whether they are the same ones or whether they're different ones.
And the children come first. Their enjoyment is because you want them to have that experience.
Because we could play after they go to sleep.
That's exactly right. Ellen, thank you so much for this. It was wonderful. Stay right there while I close this out. To learn more about IPA USA, please visit our website at ipausa.org. And until next time, keep on playing.